look at all of the gorgeous tomatoes. I'm so happy. I have so many more, but they're not ripe yet. I'm excited to try these and see how they taste. They are yellow tomatoes. I actually grew from the seeds of a yellow tomato that, like an heirloom yellow tomato. It was like a huge chunky looking one. It almost looked like a squash or something, or like a pumpkin type situation is what it looked like. I saved the seeds from that. That was probably a year ago, and started those plants, the tomato plants, here in my house. They were actually over here up in the window. I don't know if you guys remember, I had some tomato plants hanging on either side and one in the middle. They were just kind of hanging. Those were the plants. I transplanted them once it was warm enough outside. I put them outside. Those are the tomato plants you guys have been seeing in my videos, and they're finally ready. I'm so excited. It's nice and plump. I really cannot wait to cut these open. I already washed them and everything. Some of them, like this one, it kind of that doesn't look right. It split open. I think it's just a natural part of when it's growing, because a few others have like these, I want to call them stretch marks. I don't know what it's called, but like this one. See, it has like a stretched line on it, but that's fine. So this one here, it still is ripening. It's not fully ripe, I guess, because there's a little bit of green in there. So, and then this one is a little bit more on the orangey side. This one's pretty yellow. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but that's fine if it's this. It's still nice and plump. It's ready to go. All right, I just wanted to show you guys my gorgeous tomatoes. Okay, bye. A lot of my tomatoes are still ready. Look at this. That one. It just keeps, every day it's gonna keep doing that. Look at this leaf. It's ginormous. We got a bunch of squash. There's some over here too. Somewhere back in there. I'm like, when is it gonna be done? Here are a few photos of the things I have been growing. I believe these are green tomatoes. If I'm wrong, I am sorry. I guess they just aren't right. This one here is an heirloom yellow tomato, and these are tomatoes that were given to me by my stepmother. So I have different varieties of tomatoes. And then these are the little potatoes I grew. Now let's learn how to make a smudge stick. I wanted to show you guys how I'm gonna create my own smudging sticks with this Russian sage. In case you didn't know, you can use lots of different herbs to make smudge sticks, and people use them for different things like rituals and ceremonies, and even cleansing your house with, like, a great example would be white sage. Would be good for purification and cleansing the home if you are into that. So stay tuned, I'll show you how I'm gonna make my own Russian sage smudge stick. What's up, everyone? I just wanted to show you guys how I'm gonna be creating my own smudge stick using Russian sage. This plant is beautiful. I absolutely love the way it comes up and leaves these dainty little purple flowers on the tips of the greenery, and it smells amazing. It has like a minty, lavendery scent. I don't know if I'm describing that correctly, but my Russian sage plant is actually not in a great location. It should be in like full sun and not that much water. That's why my plant is pretty leggy, because it's like trying to get towards the sun, and it's all kind of coming this way. It's not really going upwards. So that's kind of an issue. However, I don't mind it being a bit leggy because I'm able to trim this back and use it for smudge sticks. So I'm just basically gonna be pruning this And we're gonna cut this back about to here, give or take a good foot or so. You don't really want to cut it all the way back to where it is right here. Otherwise, it will not grow. So you want to cut it like up in this area. So about a foot or so, but not into the brown. Just remember that, because I don't think it will grow back if you cut it right here, like next year. Because this is a perennial. So anyways, we're just gonna go through and cut a few pieces, and then we're gonna set them out. You can hang them up or set them out. They need to dry up a little bit for about 24 hours, give or take, before you wrap them. So I'm gonna get my pieces ready and I'll show you what they look like when they're completely dried for 24 hours, and then we can start wrapping our smudge stick. I do wanna point out, when you are using Russian sage, it is kind of sticky. It leaves a residue on your hand, so make sure you wash your hands with soap and water really well after touching this. When to actually harvest your Russian sage, you want to wait till about when they start blooming like this, or about mid to late summer, kind of when like fall's starting to set in. You can go ahead and basically just prune it back, but don't cut into that brown section like I said. So we're gonna just let this dry. I'm gonna lay this out a bit better so it can dry. Lay it more like flat sections. I'm gonna put it here on my porch. No rain or anything, you know, no moisture should be present. It should be pretty dry and not in direct sunlight as well. We just want to get some of the moisture out of the leaves before we start to wrap them. They shouldn't be crunchy when you wrap them. Just remember that. It's finally time to go ahead and start wrapping our Russian sage. I'm also using this cotton twine from the Dollar Tree. Scissors to cut the twine. So I just start by picking up pieces and lining them all in the same direction. Because of the branches, I'll be able just to close those little like twig pieces down. And you always want to grab more than what you think, because once you start wrapping, everything will get condensed down, and you want your smudge stick to be pretty thick. And you can tell it's not like crunchy, but it's soft. And the reason we let it dry out a little bit is because we don't want moisture to be stuck up in this. We will further dry this out once we get our smudge stick wrapped. Alright, I'll probably go ahead and make another stick there. I'm going to start by loosely placing the twine or cotton, whatever you're using, cotton cord, around the smudge stick. And we'll first tie just a simple knot like this. Right here around the bottom. So make sure we tie that tight. Then just wrap your end several times, and then wrap this over the end that we just wrapped. Now I'm going to do the base really, really tight right here, maybe like 15 times or so. Once our base is wrapped really tight, then we can start wrapping the whole entire thing. I'm not going to cut it just yet because I don't know how much I'm going to need. So here we will do like a spiral motion towards the end. And you're pulling really tight on the twine as you're twisting your piece. And I would go all the way to the tip. Go around a few times. We can cut this and clean it up a little bit. And then we'll start to spiral back down. Getting all those little loose pieces. Alright, and then we would just wrap the rest around here. Go ahead and cut your twine. And you can kind of do it in several different ways, but I'm just going to make a simple little loop, pull my string through the loop. And then I'm going to tie a knot right here at the end. And I'm just going to tuck the string, the tail of it, just tuck it in there somewhere, and you're good to go. You don't need to, you can cut it off, but just tuck it in there. The bottom piece, if you want, clean this up a little bit by just trimming it down, just so it looks a bit, you know, like freshly cut. Pull these little pieces off. All right, and there is our wrapped sage stick. Now we just hang this upside down and we'll let this dry out completely. I'm probably gonna go ahead and fix the ends of this here. And just cut this. We're at a shape that's pleasing. All right, there's the smudge stick. You want to add a bit more in so you can get a thicker piece, but this will do just fine. This will burn. So once it starts to dry out, it will shrink just a little bit, so keep that in mind. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and make the other one.
What's wrong? What's wrong, Azalea? Are you okay, Mitra? She's blinded by the light.
Alright guys, so it has been 4 weeks, give or take, since I have dried these out, and I just showed you guys me lighting them. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope this encourages you to make one of these. Maybe inspire you to make one. I don't know. Try it out. Just want to forewarn you, just be very careful if you do walk around your house or anything to cleanse your home with these. The ashes and stuff can fall out, so make sure you're kind of ashing in a safe little container. Even a glass, like a glass cup would work. Something, or a mug you can ash in if you don't have a little shell dish like I do for my smudge sticks. I do want to also say that the Russian sage, it does light pretty fast. It also goes out pretty fast as well. So that's really nice. It smells amazing. I really enjoy the smell. It does feel like it cleans your air. Like if you have like a weird musty smell or something, or cats, dogs, animals, if you light one of these and go around the space, it does kind of clear the air and kind of refresh your space, if that makes sense. It doesn't like leave a weird lingering smoke smell, which you think that it might do that, but I don't think it does. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you give this a try. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.